Welcome back to Coins X Tales. We're exploring rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies, coins that have made people rich. Let's find out why you should never overlook these coins. Because who knows, a single coin could change your life. Don't miss this. Top 1. Imagine opening an old drawer, a dusty box, or a forgotten piggy bank and pulling out a single brown penny that looks ordinary at first glance. Now imagine that tiny coin quietly holding a story that could be worth more than your house, more than your car, and more than what most people earn in years. Today, slow down, listen carefully, and don't skip even 1 second, because the Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1974 with no mint mark is one of those coins that hides its power in plain sight. This penny was born in the United States of America at a time when millions of coins were produced for everyday use. Most people spent them without a second thought. They bought candy, paid exact change, or dropped them on the street. But among those millions, a very small number were created differently. These special pieces escaped the mint with tiny mistakes, metal problems, and striking errors that turned them into collector treasures decades later. The 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln cent came from the Philadelphia Mint, and while that sounds normal, what makes certain examples rare is not the date alone, but how the coin was made. Collectors look closely at this penny because some were struck with double details, where Lincoln's face, letters, or date appear slightly repeated. Others show off-center strikes, weak strikes, or unusual surface textures caused by worn dies. Some pieces were struck on the wrong metal thickness, giving them a different weight and sound. There are even examples with dramatic errors where the design looks shifted, incomplete, or strangely bold in some areas. To an untrained eye, it is just a penny. To a coin lover, it is history frozen in copper. Condition plays a massive role. A 1974 penny that survived decades without heavy wear, scratches, or damage becomes far more desirable. When bright details remain sharp and the original color is still strong, collectors start paying serious attention. This is why people search through rolls, jars, and inherited collections, hoping to find that one special example that everyone else ignored. What makes this coin exciting is the chase. It is still possible to find one today. It is not locked behind museum glass. Could be sitting in your pocket right now. That possibility is what keeps collectors watching, listening, learning, and searching. Every penny has a story, but this one demands to be examined slowly and carefully. In the real collector market, normal worn examples are worth only a small amount, but error coins and high-grade pieces change everything. Verified error examples have sold in auctions for amounts reaching into the hundreds of dollars, while exceptional mint-state error pieces have reached into the low thousands of dollars in real auction results, all depending on the strength of the error and condition. If you love coins, history, and hidden value, this is your sign to start looking closer. Check your pennies. Study the details. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into a coin that most people overlook, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next coin we reveal might already be waiting for you. Top 2. Stop everything for a second and listen carefully. What if I told you that a simple penny, something most people throw away, step on, or ignore, could be worth more than your house, more than your car, and more than years of hard work if you are lucky enough to hold the right one? Today's story is about a coin that hides in plain sight, the United States of America rare Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1990 with the D mint mark. When the 1990 D Lincoln cent was produced at the Denver Mint, it was never meant to be special. Millions were struck and released into everyday circulation. People used them to buy small items, dropped them into jars, and forgot about them. But history has a strange way of rewarding mistakes. Inside those millions, a tiny number of pennies were born different, carrying mint errors that transformed them into serious collector targets. Collectors pay close attention to this coin because of specific errors that can appear. Some 1990 D pennies show double die features, where parts of the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile appear slightly doubled when viewed closely. Others display die cracks or die chips, creating raised lines or bumps that were never part of the original design. Off-center strikes are another powerful error, where the design is shifted and incomplete, instantly making the coin stand out. There are even examples struck with weak or uneven pressure, giving the coin a strange and appealing look to trained eyes. Surface quality also matters. Some pennies from this year show unusual textures, plating issues, or metal flow lines caused by worn or damaged dies. These details may look small, but to a collector they mean everything. Condition takes value even higher. A 1990 D penny that avoided heavy circulation, kept sharp details, and shows strong eye appeal becomes far more desirable, especially when paired with a clear mint error. What makes this coin exciting is that it is not ancient or impossible to find. It is still out there. It could be sitting in a roll from the bank, an old jar of change, or a collection passed down without anyone realizing what it contains. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching, learning, and watching videos like this until the very end. The real collector market. Normal circulated examples hold very little value. However, verified mint error examples have sold at auction for amounts reaching into the hundreds of dollars, and exceptional high-grade error specimens have achieved prices climbing into the low thousands of dollars in documented auction results, depending on the strength of the error and overall condition. If you love hidden value, rare coins, and stories that turn ordinary change into something extraordinary, take this as your sign to start checking every penny you touch. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next rare coin we reveal could already be waiting in your pocket. Top 3. Stop scrolling for a second and imagine this. A single penny, smaller than your fingernail, ignored by millions of people, quietly holding the potential to be worth more than your house, more than your car, and more than most people ever expect from loose change. Today's story is about the United States of America rare Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1983 with no mint mark, a coin that changed everything in modern penny collecting. At first glance, the 1983 Lincoln cent looks ordinary. Abraham Lincoln's familiar face, simple copper color, nothing flashy. But this year sits at one of the most important turning points in U.S. coin history. In 1982, the mint changed penny composition from mostly copper to zinc with a thin copper coating. By 1983, almost all pennies were supposed to be zinc. But here is where the magic begins. A very small number of 1983 no-mint mark pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets. These coins were never supposed to exist. They were accidents, mint errors created during the transition period. To collectors, these are not just coins, they are legends. The only way to identify them is by weight, sound, and expert verification, which makes the hunt even more exciting. Beyond wrong metal errors, collectors also search for double die details on the date and lettering, die cracks, weak strikes, and unusual surface textures. Some examples show bold imperfections that instantly separate them from common pennies. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of coins, but only a microscopic fraction escaped with these dramatic mistakes. Condition pushes value even higher. A 1983 penny that avoided circulation damage, kept its sharp details, and shows strong eye appeal becomes extremely desirable. When such a coin is paired with a confirmed mint error, competition among collectors becomes intense. This is why experienced coin hunters carefully weigh and inspect every penny from this year. What makes this coin so addictive is possibility. It is not ancient. It is not locked in a museum. It could still be hiding in jars, rolls, drawers, or collections passed down without anyone realizing what they have. That hope is what keeps collectors listening closely and watching until the very end. In the real collector market, normal zinc examples hold very little value. However, confirmed copper error examples have sold at major auctions for tens of thousands of dollars in real documented sales, while other verified error varieties and high-grade specimens have sold for amounts ranging from hundreds to several $1,000s, depending on condition and authenticity. If you love rare coins, hidden history, and the thrill of discovery, this is your reminder to look closer at every penny you touch. If this video helped you see value where others see nothing, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next rare coin we reveal could already be sitting in your pocket. Top 4. Before you swipe away, imagine this for a moment. A single penny, smaller than a button, sitting quietly in a pocket or a drawer, holding a secret that could be worth more than your house, more than your car, and more than years of hard work. Most people would never believe it. Today, we are diving into the United States of America rare Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1987 with no mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary but demands serious attention from collectors. The 1987 Lincoln cent came from the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark. Millions were made, and that is exactly why people ignore them. But experienced coin lovers know that rarity is not always about low mintage. It is about mistakes, timing, and survival. Hidden within those millions are coins that left the mint with errors that were never supposed to exist. Collectors carefully examine 1987 pennies for double die features, where the letters in the motto, the date, or Lincoln's profile appear slightly doubled under magnification. Others show dramatic die cracks, die chips, or weak strikes that give the coin a completely different appearance. Some coins were struck off-center, creating a powerful visual error that instantly catches a collector's eye. These mistakes turn a common cent into something special. Metal quality and strike strength also matter. Some pennies from this year show uneven plating, bubbles under the copper surface, or unusual textures caused by worn dies. These subtle details are what separate a normal penny from a collectible one. Condition makes the difference between small interest and serious value. A sharply struck coin with minimal wear and strong eye appeal becomes far more desirable, especially when paired with a visible error. What makes this penny exciting is the hunt. It is still out there. It is not locked away in a museum or hidden behind auction glass. It could be sitting in a coin jar, an old roll, or a collection passed down without anyone realizing its potential. That possibility keeps collectors watching closely and searching patiently. In the real collector market, normal circulated examples hold very little value. However, verified mint error examples and high-grade pieces have sold in auctions for amounts reaching into the hundreds of dollars, while exceptional error specimens in top condition have achieved prices climbing into the low thousands of dollars in documented auction results, depending on error strength and preservation. If you love discovering hidden value and learning what others overlook, take this as your sign to start checking every penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next rare coin we reveal could already be waiting for you. Top 5. Don't blink, because what you are about to hear can change the way you look at every penny forever. Imagine holding a single 1-cent coin that looks so normal you would never think twice about it. Yet in the collector world it can be worth more than your house, more than your car, and more than what most people believe loose change could ever become. Today's story is about the United States of America rare Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1978 with the D-Mint mark, a coin that hides its power in plain sight. When the 1978 D Lincoln cent rolled out of the Denver Mint, it was meant for everyday use. Millions were produced and sent into circulation, and most were quickly worn down by time. But inside that massive production run, a small number of coins were created with mint mistakes that transformed them into collector dreams. These are the pennies that serious coin lovers search for, study closely, and never ignore. One of the most important reasons this penny becomes rare is mint error varieties. Some examples show double die features, where the date, letters, or even Lincoln's profile appear slightly doubled when viewed under magnification. Others display strong die cracks, die chips, or filled dies that change the shape of letters and numbers. Off-center strikes are also known, where the design is visibly shifted, creating a dramatic and valuable error. These mistakes happened during high-speed production and slipped past quality control, making them true accidents of history. Surface and strike quality also matter. Certain 1978 D pennies show unusual textures, weak strikes, or uneven metal flow caused by worn or damaged dies. These details may seem small, but to collectors they are the difference between a common coin and a rare find. Condition pushes value even higher. A penny that survived with sharp details, minimal wear, and strong eye appeal becomes highly desirable, especially when combined with a visible error. What makes this coin truly exciting is that it is still possible to find one today. It is not ancient, not locked behind museum glass, and not impossible to own. Could be hiding in an old roll, a jar of change, or a collection that has never been carefully examined. That possibility is what keeps collectors watching videos like this all the way to the end. In the real collector market, normal circulated examples carry very little value. However, verified mint error examples have sold at auction for amounts reaching into the hundreds of dollars, while exceptional high-grade error specimens have achieved prices climbing into the low thousands of dollars in documented auction sales, depending on the strength of the error and overall condition. If you love coins, hidden history, and the thrill of discovery, This is your reminder to look closer at every penny you touch. If this video helped you see value where others see nothing, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because the next rare coin we talk about could already be sitting in your pocket.